South Korea brands North Korea an enemy state. A biennial study by South Korean experts on Thursday reported an increase in Pyongyang's stockpile of weapons-grade uranium and its increasing arsenal of missiles. During a period of détente in the 2000s, South Korea ceased using such enemy terminologies, but brought them back after 50 South Korean Navy sailors were killed in a 2010 torpedo attack that Seoul blamed on North Korea. For the first time since 2016, the defense paper described the North Korean regime as our enemy, citing the isolated country's military and cyber provocations. The report said that North Korea has continued reprocessing spent fuel from its reactor and now has some 70 kilograms (154 pounds) of weapons-grade plutonium. That figure is up from 50 kilograms in a previous report for 2022, it said. The document said Pyongyang's nuclear programs and tests were seriously threatening our security. As North Korea continues to pose military threats without giving up nuclear weapons, its regime and military, which are the main agents of the execution, are our enemies, the document said. The paper said the North had violated a 2018 Inter-Korean military pact that bans hostilities on 15 occasions in the last year alone. These included the firing of artillery inside a military buffer zone and the launching of missiles launched across the de facto maritime border into the south in November. In a description that remains unchanged since 2018, the report said Pyongyang had secured substantial amounts of highly enriched uranium and a significant level of capability to miniaturize atomic bombs. Crucially, the document noted that the North had itself defined the South as an undoubted enemy in December 2022. Therefore, the North Korean regime and the North Korean military, which are the main agents of the activities, are our enemy, it said. BSF seizes 2 kg heroin at Indo-Pak border in Amritsar. The troops of Border Security Force BSF on Thursday recovered 2 kg of heroin from a field between the zero line and the barbed wire fence near Dala Rajput village during patrolling. The BSF officials said the heroin is believed to be smuggled through a drone from across the border. On February 16, 2023 at about 1:30 p.m., Border Security Force troops while carrying out area domination patrol on a specific info observed one packet of suspicious item lying in farming field near Ville Dala Rajput, district, Amritsar rural, said a BSF spokesperson. He said, further, on opening of packet BSF troops recovered 2 packets of narcotic items suspected to be heroin, gross weight 2 kilograms wrapped in white cloth. He said the troops of BSF, once again, were able to foil nefarious design of smugglers. Burned bodies of 2 men found in car in Haryana's Bhiwani, family blames Bajrang Dal. 2 men were found charred to death in a car in Haryana's Bhiwani district Thursday after they were allegedly abducted from Bharatpur district in Rajasthan by men said to be cow vigilantes. The families of the deceased, in their complaint to the police, said the people who abducted them were from Bajrang Dal. However, a police officer said they are investigating whether it is a case of cow vigilantism or not. Nazir, 25, and Junaid alias Juna, 35, both residents of Gatmika village of Pahari Tehsil in Bharatpur district of Rajasthan, were allegedly abducted on Wednesday and their bodies were found in the charred car in Loharu in Bhiwani on Thursday morning, according to the police. Police said they were alerted by a villager about a burnt car. Police rushed to the spot and found 2 charred bodies in the car, Jagat Singh, Deputy Superintendent of Police, Loharu, Bhiwani, said. Police are investigating the possibility of the vehicle being driven to Loharu, some 200 kilometers from Bharatpur, and then set on fire. Superintendent of Police, Bharatpur, Shyam Singh said an FIR has been registered at Gopalgarh police station against 5 persons on the basis of a complaint lodged by the victims' family members. He said teams have been formed to nab the accused. Singh said Bolero found burnt in Bhiwani is the same one missing from Bharatpur. He said a DNA examination of the bodies would be conducted to ascertain their identities. One of the victims, Junaid, had a criminal history, he said. Asked about the involvement of cow vigilantes in the incident, the police officer said it is a matter of investigation. In Bhiwani, police said they identified the owner of the vehicle as Asim Khan from the chassis number of the four-wheeler. The family members of the deceased were called and they also identified the vehicle, the police said, adding the bodies were handed over to them after legal formalities. A case under relevant sections, including 365 kidnapping or abducting with intent secretly and wrongfully to confine person, of the Indian Penal Code, was registered at Gopalgarh police station in Rajasthan, the Haryana police said. BJP, ex-servicemen protest killing of soldier, demands stringent action on assailants. Chennai, February 16, PTI. A large number of BJP workers and ex-servicemen staged a protest in Krishnagiri and many parts of Tamil Nadu on Thursday demanding stringent action on the assailants of M. Prabhu, an Indian Army soldier, who succumbed after he was severely thrashed by a DMK functionary and his accomplices in Pokampally in Krishnagiri district. Prabhu, who was posted in Srinagar with the military police, had been to his native Velampati village, Puchampally, on leave. He was expected to report for duty on February 10, according to Rama Nandagopal, president of Krishnagiri district BJP ex-servicemen wing. But on February 8, an altercation ensued between the DMK functionary Chinnaswamy and Prabhu and the latter's elder brother Prabhakaran, serving as gunner in the Indian Army, over washing clothes near the town panchayat's water tank. Later, in the evening, both the brothers were attacked allegedly by Chinnaswamy and his men. Prabhu was admitted to a private hospital in Hosur where he succumbed on February 15 while Prabhakaran is undergoing treatment at a hospital. Nandagopal said during his interaction with some of the affected family members, he came to know that Prabhu and his brother Prabhakaran rushed to their father Madayan's rescue when he was first attacked by a group of men. In a trice, both the brothers found themselves surrounded by about 10 armed men who dealt them severe blows. The brothers, who were unarmed, attempted to resist the attack but in vain. Prabhu swooned. The women in the family had to admit them to hospital, he told PTI. Retired Junior Warrant Officer JWO Indian Air Force, Isaivananam said, such an atrocious incident has never occurred anywhere in the country. A soldier is well respected everywhere but here this murder has brought shame to Tamil Nadu. The attackers should be given maximum punishment to serve as deterrent to others, Isaivanan, who is State Secretary, BJP ex-servicemen wing, added. A first information report registered by the Nagarasampati Police, Krishnagiri district, named 9 people including Chinnaswamy and his son Gurujriamurthy as accused. Veteran Lieutenant Colin Thiagarajan, who is Senior Vice President of TNKil Bharatiya Purva Sainik Parishad, said the DMK councillor and his aides beating a soldier to death is unfortunate and highly condemnable. This is very disturbing. Stringent action should be taken on the attackers, he said. In a memorandum submitted to the Director General of Police, Lieutenant N.K. Raman, State President, BJP ex-servicemen wing, sought a direction to the Krishnagiri Superintendent of Police to detain Chinnaswamy and others involved in the crime under the Gundas Act. This type of atrocities defaming our defense personnel is a challenge to national integrity and national security, he said, and sought protection to Lance Naik Prabhu's family. Speaking to reporters in Krishnagiri, Superintendent of Police Saroj Kumar Thakur said all the 9 people involved in the crime have been arrested and remanded. There is no political angle to this case. The police will provide all assistance to the victim's family and is committed to ensuring justice to Thiru Prabhu and his family, he said. BJP State Vice President Narayanan Thirupathy, while addressing media persons, said this latest murder incident indicated that crimes were on the rise in the state. He demanded justice to the soldier's family. PTI JSP KHKH. Microsoft backed OpenAI to let users customize ChatGPT. OpenAI, the startup behind ChatGPT, on Thursday said it is developing an upgrade to its viral chatbot that users can customize, as it works to address concerns about bias in artificial intelligence. The San Francisco-based startup, which Microsoft Corp has funded and used to power its latest technology, said it has worked to mitigate political and other biases but also wanted to accommodate more diverse views. This will mean allowing system outputs that other people, ourselves included, may strongly disagree with, it said in a blog post, offering customization as a way forward. Still, there will always be some bounds on system behavior. ChatGPT, released in November last year, has sparked frenzied interest in the technology behind it called generative AI, which is used to produce answers mimicking human speech that have dazzled people. The news from the startup comes the same week that some media outlets have pointed out that answers from Microsoft's new Bing search engine, powered by OpenAI, are potentially dangerous and that the technology may not be ready for prime time. How technology companies set guardrails for this nascent technology is a key focus area for companies in the generative AI space with which they're still wrestling. Microsoft said Wednesday that user feedback was helping it improve Bing before a wider rollout, learning for instance that its AI chatbot can be provoked to give responses it did not intend. OpenAI said in the blog post that ChatGPT's answers are first trained on large text datasets available on the internet. As a second step, humans review a smaller dataset and are given guidelines for what to do in different situations. For example, in the case that a user requests content that is adult, violent, or contains hate speech, the human reviewer should direct ChatGPT to answer with something like, "I can't answer that." If asked about a controversial topic, the reviewers should allow ChatGPT to answer the question, but offer to describe viewpoints of people and movements, instead of trying to take the correct viewpoint on these complex topics, the company explained in an excerpt of its guidelines for the software.